All right, next up is the FRP paneling. And I already started one piece just to get it going. What I want to do here is show you how to keep my holes or all my screws in the same line. It's more for aesthetics than anything, but if aesthetics mean anything, that's what I'm doing. For the trim pieces, you see I've got a trim piece going along up here. I also tucked it behind the stainless piece of sheet metal here. Just a quick note, if you have any gaps on your transition pieces or if you drill a hole in the wrong place, you can always come back and fill those areas in with caulk and you won't even be able to see it unless you know where they're at. Here's what we've got so far. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and finish fastening these. All I'm going to do is put screws through it. The screws I'm using are these. They're 1 inch long. They're self-drilling. They have a nice kind of a thicker area, so it kind of should help stabilize it. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. When I go to cut my next piece, I'll show you how I do that. I use a blade or a utility knife and I cut it like that. I don't want to be breathing in the dust from this, so that's how I cut it, and I'll show you that here momentarily after I put in some screws. The laser level that I'm using on this project is a Bosch GLL 30 and works with any tripod. Also, make sure you stick around till the very end of this video because there's a lot of important information coming up and you don't want to miss it. Okay, so now we're moving on to kind of a specialized cut. We are going to cut this panel and took some dimensions of what it is that we're going to cut out. I basically measured everything and got all the dimensions of where I want to cut. The first cut that we need to make is 76.5 inches. So the piece is 8 foot long and we need to cut it down to 76.5, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So the first thing that I do is I make a mark on one end at 76.5 inches. And then I'm coming over here, mark this 76.5 inches. Grab my hand to get square. I'm going to take and line this thing up exactly on those lines. I'm going to use planks to hold it in place. In this case, I'm just using some C-clamps. And I want it tight enough that it's not going to move on me when I move on to the next step. So now it's all tightened down. I'm going to grab my blade, or my utility knife I should say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my blade and I'm going to score it to start with, and I'm going to score it all the way across. So I'll put the blade right up against the edge. I'm going to pull it. So I'm going to do that 4, 5, 6 times. The goal here is not to cut all the way through the FRP, it's only to score the surface. Next step, then we break right off. So, remove clamps. And slide it straight back. And the line that I just made, I'm going to try to line up the edge of the line I just made, the edge of the plywood that's underneath. I'll let it kind of hang. Then I'm going to kind of slowly bend it. By doing that, it should crack or split right across that line. As you can see, I'm continuing on with the same piece that I was working on. When this is finished, I took it to the wall. I used the same screws as I used earlier and cut some new trim pieces, and that was it.
The trim pieces can be found at Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's super easy to cut. You can use a utility knife to do that. So, that being said, stay tuned because there's more video coming and this build will get epic. Make sure if you haven't yet, like and subscribe, and hope you're having a great day or night and take care.